Well, yeah, there's a question. We're seeing the Olympics being played out worldwide. And
Well, you're watching, I'm not watching. But well, world is watching, you're saying, right? Right.
Yes, the world is watching.
Uh-huh.
And we have children that are watching.
Yes.
And we're thinking about death. But one thing, these Olympians this year, they're swimming in garbage and they're liking it. They're wanting to do it. They're going towards it in full speed.
Right.
Eyes wide open.
Right.
Warnings all around. People just tell them this is
Sure.
dirt.
Uh-huh.
The children are watching this. And
Yes.
they like it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question was, in the old days, the days of the Ottomans, was there any such thing as like Olympics?
No.
No.
There isn't. That came a little bit later, I believe in the 20s, right? After the First World War, I believe.
Okay.
The Olympics came. I mean, we're talking about modern Olympics. Don't call them Olympians. Olympians, if you say that word, they think that you're talking about the Greek pantheon. Those are the Olympians, you know, like Zeus, blah, blah, blah. These ones are just Olympic athletes. Yes, the Sunnat is, and the Greeks, they had Olympic Games for a long, long time. Original Olympic Games, only men they attend, of course. And that is, the Olympic Games is what originally? The ancient Greeks. It is what? Wrong. What is it for? You don't know. You tried anyway. What is it for, Alit? Alit will never answer, although he knows. The original Olympics, it was a religious ritual. It was a worship. It is an offering to their deities, whoever that they worship. Do you understand? It is a ritual. All the men are there. Of course, all the men who are competing, they cannot wear anything. You have to be, how do we put it delicately? They have to be as they are born, physically. No women even come to watch, no slaves, no person who is other than Greek people, blah, blah, blah. So anyway. So that is the sunnat. The sunnat of the Olympic Games is that. Oh, we're going to be questioned for so many things. Don't be extreme, Hoja Efendi. It's just a game. Everything has an origin. And what is the origin of this? You cannot run away from your origin. Still, you're coming to bring the fire running and to put the fire, isn't it? Of course, today it's all about politics and it's all about wasting. It's all about boosting one country, putting another country down. This is all politics. It's not even diplomacy. It's politics. Especially making the third world countries to be very, very busy on this. They cannot do anything else. They cannot deal with the social problems. They cannot deal with the economic problems. At least we can send very good athletes and the whole country will have some pride. But what are they good for in reality? Millions, sometimes billions are spent in the Olympic Games, correct? By the host country. And billions are wasted. Or they build all these giant stadiums. They build all these facilities. Just for a few days, after that, it just falls into ruin. It just becomes garbage. And people are still not waking up to look at the hypocrisy of this, to say that there is something morally wrong with this. They say it's good for the morale. What good is morale when you're wasting billions and denying help to the poor people who needs this help? What good is that kind of morale? That is not morale, that is immoral. Were there sports in the time of the Holy Prophet? Of course. Was there sport in the time of the Ottomans? Of course. But it was never sport for sport's sake too. It was not. Number one, the sport that is they're usually concentrating on, it is the prophetic sports. Like what? Archery, horseback riding, sword fighting, wrestling. These are real sports that has a purpose for something. You swim like a butterfly, 100 meters for what? You think you are so strong? The fish can swim faster than you. You think you can run so fast? The donkey can run faster than you. What is it that you're saying that you can do? The animals, they can do better than you. We are humans. We have a station. Fill the station of a human, of Hazrati Insan. But when the world is drunk, and when the world is very bad, and they say now we have to have a distraction, not on a national, international scale, to distract the people from their problems, have a game. You understand? Have something, have a sport. So many times we see countries, they're fighting with each other. So many different groups, so many different political parties, especially third world. They never get along. Some saying we are like this, some saying we are like this, some saying we are like this, we are like this. But when it comes to football, soccer, the whole country shuts down and unites. Subhanallah. Football, what is that? Empty. That ball is empty, it's filled with air, it's empty, and you're kicking it around. But okay, when your children, the children, they play something. Well, what are you doing when you are surrounding yourselves with people who are grown up, thousands of people? You get so emotional about an empty ball. What good is it doing to you? You understand? So, but who thinks about these things anyway? No one thinks. They say it's okay. Because the world says it's okay, we just, yeah, it's okay. No, we are made to think. Astaghfirullah lazim wa atubu ilayh. Inshallah, we pull ourselves away from all of that. We're not hating it. We don't say, well, we hate this. No, we're saying this is foolish. We're following the way of the prophets and the saints. They're not busy with these things. Which prophet was busy with these things? Which saint was busy with these things? You want to be like a people of the dunya, then go ahead, be busy with it. We're not going to stop you. We're not going to stop you. Go ahead. But pretty soon, everyone will come to a point in their lives. Usually it is because of a tragedy. It is not because something good happens to you that you wake up. Usually it's something bad that happens to you, then you wake up. Now you see how it looks bad in our eyes, but it's actually good for us because it makes us to wake up. It makes us to wake up and it makes us to question, what is this life for? What is the meaning of this life? Why am I doing this? Is this what life is? Don't wait until you're 40 years old, 50 years old for this midlife crisis to hit. You should start thinking when maturity hits you. 13 years old, 16 years old, for it to hit you, because that is a time when you have some maturity. Then later you have, then by the time you reach 40 years old, things are already set. It's not things now start to change at the age of 40. No, things are already set. Everything else that leads up to 40 years old is just laying the foundations. And then for 40 years old, you can jump off and you can build something from it. You don't lay the foundations at 40 years old. It's too late. You understand? So the young ones that are growing up, if they're not given the proper understanding, or a choice of understanding. A choice means you have this thing, this entity. Now, some people say it is good, some people say it is bad. Now, you have this thing, for example, the Olympics. People are saying, no, we're very educated, we're very liberal, we're very Western people, but this thing called the Olympics, if you start questioning it, majority of the people are going to say you are being a lunatic. Why are you questioning something that is understandably good for everyone? Correct? So you don't give a choice to people now to make up their own minds. That is not wise. 13 years old, 16 years old, you must train them to start to think. This is what tasawwuf is supposed to be. Not to make you to become blind, to make you to become cultish, to make you to stop thinking. Inshallah, may Allah give us more intelligence. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This much is enough. Amin. Afiyet olsun. Drink your